ready?
Yeah.
All right, I just want to start out by saying how proud I am just of our young ladies in terms of taking the game plan, internalizing the game plan, and carrying it out and executing the game plan. You know, one of the things that we talked about was just rebounding. We thought rebounding was going to be huge, and we out rebounded them by 1, and I thought it was a collective rebounding effort. Our point guard had 10 rebounds. I mean, that right there just shows you that there was buy-in, you know, just from 3 days ago when we started preparing up until now. So just from the standpoint of our young ladies taking the game plan and internalizing it, that's what makes me most proud, because you can do everything right and still lose, you know, in the last second shot. But that's not what we did today. We executed the game plan, hit a little bit of adversity, but we still was able to, you know, to come back and follow through with the game plan. So that's the most important thing.
Any questions? Coach, talk about the last 2 games on the road. UT Martin needing to win to get into the tournament. Obviously today, staying alive. What is it? What's been the difference the last 2 games?
I don't really think it was a huge difference in the last 2 games. I think it's something that we talked about, you know, just months ago, just taking it week by week and understanding that, you know, it's a marathon and not a sprint, you know, and we have a word of the week every week, and this week's word was resilience, being able to bounce back, you know, persevering, having mental toughness. And I think what you saw on last Saturday was us epitomizing that. You know, we had a tough game on Thursday against Arkansas Little Rock. We had a long bus ride home, quick turnaround, and we go into UT Martin, who was at the time, I think they were 2nd in the league, and they were playing phenomenal, just beat Tennessee Tech by 30. And to come in and execute the game plan against Little Rock, I thought, for me, it spoke volumes about, you know, where we are right now.
Sanaa, you've been in some big tournament games before. You made a couple runs at Kansas City. This is your first OVC tournament. Just talk about just coming out here and the atmosphere for today's game.
It was a different atmosphere. Being with a different team, it was. I would say, from my experience last year, it was like coming in, stuff was different, but it was fun. So yeah.
You had fun? You had fun?
Yeah.
Winning is fun, right?
You had a good day today.
Thank you.
13 points, 12 boards. In the last couple games we've seen you just finish the season strong. You had a great last home game. You had a good game last Saturday at UT Martin. What has it been just down the stretch? Just talk about you played just down the stretch. What's gotten into you?
My teammates are my motivation. This is my last year, so this is do or die for me. So I'm going to leave it out on the court every chance I get, and that's what I keep in mind every time I come into the court.
And she's been doing that.
Coach, talk a little bit about, obviously, 11 steals for your team. Defensively, you always had a kind of in your short style defense.
Kinda? That's what we do.
What was it today, obviously, from the scout that, you know, being able to read obviously, you know, Eboni, there were times you were breaking, you know, on the press. What was it just that you saw?
Well, I think it starts with E-Dub, you know, at the top of the press. And people don't understand, it's taxing on you physically, you know, and it's taxing on you psychologically. But I thought Eboni did a phenomenal job of just setting the tone. And then we got Sanaa and Caitlin, you know, on that second line, covering the middle. And then we got the back line that's covering what we call the over-the-top pass and a diagonal pass. And the one thing that I try to, you know, tell our young ladies is that we may not always force a turnover, but psychologically, if you know that every time you score, every time we score, we're going to be there, it kind of wears on you. So I think a lot of times what happens is most teams, they have 2 ball handlers. So if you take those 2 ball handlers away and you have to force somebody else to handle the ball, I think it leads to turnovers, and I think that's what happened today.
Question here in the back row. Coach, turnovers and defense, I think, was the story of this game. Talk a little bit about that, if you don't mind.
Yeah, I mean, that's what we do. You know, we talk about, you know, whether you come in by plane or bus, we pressing you. You know, we're going high risk, high reward. I think Coach Petrie does a phenomenal job. I think they were prepared. But like I said before, most teams play 7 or 8 players, and a lot of times by the middle of the third quarter, you can kind of see the fruits of our labor. And I just think that what happened was, you know, the war of attrition. By that 5-minute mark of the third quarter, a lot of those shots they got were open, you know, but you're tired. So those same shots are not the exact same shots. It'll look like it's the same shot, but you're taking that shot with somebody flying out at you with heavy legs. So that's what we try to do.
Mm-hmm.
42% from the field, obviously, in a neutral site. Good, you know, you've seen different angles of the court. You know,
You asking me or you asking them? I haven't taken a shot in about 25 years, so I know you're not asking me.
Can you
Yeah,
When you play the neutral site, right? Big facility, angles are different than when you play at the Gentry Center, right? What did you guys see today?
I will start out by saying this, though, Nick. You know, one of the things that I know a lot of teams, you know, they have a decision on if they want to take the 20-minute shoot-around or not. And I heard, you know, some of our players complaining this morning about, you know, why we got to come in here? It's only 20 minutes. I think you was one of them. It's only 20 minutes. Well, that was one of the things. I think psychologically as a basketball player, when you come into a neutral site, you know, especially if you think you can shoot, you want to see if the rims are heavy. You want to see if the rims are tight, see if the rims are loose. And those 20 minutes may not seem like it matter, but if you've been here before, and now when you come in for warm-ups and you play the game, you know, there's a level of familiarity that I think is important for a basketball player. That's your setup right there. I gave you a soft lob. You better slam dunk it.
I was complaining because I needed more time, but for me, I think it was, it's like I would say like big stage kind of opportunity for me to just go out there and do what I do.
For me personally, it's kind of keeping the refs out the game for me, keeping my hands up high. Sometimes I've had bad luck on weight trips with the refs, so neutral court I feel like is anybody's game. So.
Anyone else? All right, thank you all.
Thank you.